Looking for your next obsession? Download the Webtoon app to discover thousands of free comics, manga, and graphic novels.
変じゃないかな。すっごい綺麗だよ。
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most stunning transformations in the world of anime. These characters leveled up in the visual departments in what feels like the blink of an eye, making everyone wish they could do the same. As these aesthetic upgrades are often key plot points, there might be spoilers ahead. Number 20. Yuri Katsky, Yuri on Ice. The best glow-ups come from within. Yuri Katsky goes from being one of Japan's finest figure skaters to falling into a slump after a heartbreaking loss at the Grand Prix final.
I'm sorry. I messed up.
As his mental health takes a hit, he starts gaining weight and questioning his own abilities. Everything changes when Viktor Nikiforov walks into his life, determined to make a champion out of him. Viktor, who Yuri considers his role model, revives his love for the sport, as well as his self-esteem, which directly impacts how he carries himself.
Unleash the eros within you. Maybe no one's seen it before, but I know it's there. Smoldering deep down inside you, waiting for its chance to come out.
Some rigorous training later, Yuri is back in top form, ready to conquer the world with his man by his side. Number 19, Izumi Miyamura, Horimiya. This isn't as much of a glow-up as it is a revelation, but the shock factor definitely left us with our jaws hanging.
何言ってんですか？同じクラスの宮村ですよ。
Izumi, who is perceived as an introverted and awkward guy at school, transforms into quite the rocker outside. He is tatted out and has multiple piercings, ties his usually clumsy-looking long hair in a half-up, half-down hairdo, and boasts a laid-back style. In other words, the school nerd turns out to be a looker when no one's judging.
俺ぶっちゃけお前のこと少し変で暗いオタク野郎だと思ってたけど、誤解だったんだな。 オタク以外は大体合ってるから大丈夫。
While this alternative look is charming, Izumi gets even more attractive when he accepts himself as he is and isn't afraid to show it to the world. Number 18. Yukari Hayasaka, Paradise Kiss. Before there was Nana, Ai Yazawa created another coming-of-age romance with a striking heroine. This was Yukari Hayasaka from Paradise Kiss, an uptight schoolgirl who never knew a world beyond books.
こっちはいろいろ大変なんだ。私、あんたたちの遊びに付き合うほど暇じゃないの。
When she gets involved with a crew of fashion students led by Joji Koizumi, they see the potential she couldn't find in herself. A whole new dimension opens up in front of her as she discovers her identity through her relationship with Joji. He pushes her out of her comfort zone, both in terms of her appearance and her personality, allowing her to be herself unapologetically.
なんであいつの作る服はどれも仕立てたみたいにぴったりなんだろう。
In the process, she inevitably glows up, embracing fearless new styles that she probably wouldn't have dreamt of trying before. Number 17, Masamune Makabe, Masamune-kun's Revenge. No one likes a melodramatic misunderstanding, but if it results in an epic evolution, we'd certainly mind it less. That's what happened to Masamune Makabe, who got rejected by his crush Aki Arakaki for his weight and decided to overhaul his entire appearance as revenge.
あんたなんか好きにならないわよ。短足のくせに。
The problem is that Aki always liked him, especially when he was chubby. However, a petty secondary character, Yoshino, was able to sabotage their budding romance. She had pretended to be Aki and turned him down. This prompted him to shape up and take on a conventionally attractive look just so he could break Aki's heart one day. Now that's a strange life goal, but a glow-up is a glow-up.
ただしイケメンに限る。この言葉は俺の座右の銘だ。イケメンにあらずんば人にあらず。
Number 16, Sunako Nakahara, the Wallflower. If My Fair Lady was a reverse harem anime, where instead of a flower shop girl, the female protagonist is a horror fanatic, you'd get this. Tsuneko Nakahara is more than just quiet and reserved. She has a rich inner world with unusual interests, but has retreated into a shell after a poor experience with a boy she liked.
1年の時からずっと好きだったの。
俺さ、ブスは嫌いなんだよ。
Since then, she has grown particularly averse to anything pretty and has no interest in appearing beautiful herself. Concerned, Tsunoko's aunt decides to enlist 4 unbelievably handsome boys to turn her niece into a so-called lady.
もしメイのスナコちゃんを素敵なレディーへと成長させられたなら全員下宿代はタダにしてあげてよ。本当？
As she lives with and gets to know these young men, the power of friendship and love allows Tsuneko to open up and reveal the loveliness she always had. Number 15. Kobe, One Piece. Some anime makeovers are so drastic, they can only be chalked up to anime logic. Kobe is one such character who changed so much in such a short amount of time that the feasibility of his transformation is highly debated among fans.
誰だ？僕です。コビーです。覚えてませんか？コビー？
When we first meet Kobe, he is weak, both physically and emotionally. After training under the mighty Garp, he gets ripped at an unprecedented rate, which naturally changes how he looks. Post-time skip, Kobe is even more charismatic, standing tall and proud as a Marine captain. Living the dream life sure looks good on the man.
間に合ってよかった。もう大丈夫です。海軍本部大佐。
Number 14, Ken Kaneki, Tokyo Ghoul. No one does emo better than this guy. Ken Kaneki started out as an ordinary bright-eyed university student with nothing but his good-natured personality to set him apart.
So then Hide asks, do you like me or novels better?
Which one did you pick?
Novels, duh.
However, life had other plans, and boy were they cruel. He's sucked into the world of ghouls after partly turning into one himself. To add to that, he is faced with immense torture, but it ultimately results in him powering up. As a side effect though, his hair turns white, which is edgy from an aesthetic perspective, but rather tragic otherwise.
Go. Eat.
I am a ghoul.
Combining the new hair color with his mask, Ken looks enviably dripped out. Number 13. Sumika Fujimia, Uncle from Another World. Not many people would be happy about their aesthetically challenged childhood bully turning into the prettiest girl around. Takafumi Takaoka doesn't mind though.
藤宮だもんな。
Sumika and he go way back, and although she was an absolute menace as a kid, especially to him, he respects her as a person. In fact, he is so fond of their far from ideal friendship that he wouldn't dare look at her romantically, even when she's a total cutie vying for his attention. Frankly, we don't blame him. He just can't get the grimy image he has of her from their childhood out of his head, but viewers know how hard he's fumbling.
あ、くんって言った。
出会ってしばらくはガチで男の子だと思ってたよ。
言って。
Innocent or ignorant, you be the judge. Number 12, Eren Yeager, Attack on Titan. The AOT anti-hero's appearance had as many plot twists as the anime itself. The most obvious transformation he undergoes is when puberty hits him like a truck. However, the coolest one is when he steps into his villain era in Season 4.
このエルディア帝国を救えるのはお前しかいない。エレン・イェーガー。
Earlier in that season, he had a scruffy look with shoulder-length hair and an unkempt goatee. However, after the raid on Liberio, he is clean-shaven and starts doing his hair up in an effortlessly sexy man bun with a few fringes framing his face. The Titan marks just add to the grunge quotient, while his jacked abs amplify his aura points manifold. Without a doubt, the look fits him wonderfully as the leader of a movement.
俺は自由だ。俺が何をしようと、何を選ぼうと、それは俺の自由意志が選択したものだ。
Number 11, Sunjinu, solo leveling. You don't just become the world's strongest hunter without a few perks. For Sunjinu, great power came with great looks. Once he starts moving up the hunter ranks after being chosen as the player of the system, everything changed. He got taller, stronger, and hotter. Somehow he also developed a better fashion sense, serving looks reminiscent of Neo from The Matrix. Even his hairstyle went from a shaggy mess to a neat two-block cut usually found on K-pop idols. Needless to say, the glow-up was well earned as he trained night and day to achieve his look.
殴っただけなのに筋力を上げすぎたか
Experience comics, manga, and graphic novels the webtoon way, with millions of free stories and new episodes published daily. Download the app and find your next obsession. Number 10, Sukimi Kurashita, Princess Jellyfish.
やっぱり帰ろう。腐った女の子になってしまいました。
Like many artistic people, Sukimi Kurashita, the lead protagonist of Princess Jellyfish, is a classic introvert. She also never really recovered from the death of her mother at a young age. Though Sukimi is a sweet-natured, generous friend who would happily do a favor for anyone, social interaction is a daunting task for her. She's also not so great at presenting herself either.
私、基本的にお化粧的なことをする習慣ないもんで。
メイクしない人？
しません、しません。
From her scruffy plaited hair to her baggy jumpers and big glasses, everything about her appearance tells you to pay her no attention. But when Sukimi does bother to put some effort in, people can barely take their eyes off her. It's amazing what a little self-care can do for you.
私、前からお兄様とお話ししてみたかったんです。
Tsukimi-san.
Number 9, Wave of Velvet, Fate franchise.
You know, you're so tiny, you're impossible to see between these bookshelves. It was difficult to find you.
Normal people are smaller than bookshelves, idiot.
When we first met Wave of Velvet during Fate Zero's 4th Holy Grail War, he was just a scrawny 19-year-old full of self-doubt. Though he wasn't exactly unattractive, Waver's personality had a lot of room for improvement. His narcissistic tendencies often left him labeled as spoiled, and he usually shied away from doing anything too physically demanding out of fear. Fast forward into the future and surprise! That skinny little boy has turned into a not-so-skinny man with a head of hair that reminds us of a L'Oreal commercial. As Lord El Melioi II, Waver's body finally catches up with his brawny brain. He's even a hit with the ladies too, though his precious video game collection will always be his first love.
彼の脳みそのサイズに称した偉大さです。そうだ。私という本質は何も変わっていないが。
Number 8, Nina Einstein, Code Geass Lelouch of the Rebellion. Code Geass is filled with the kinds of beautiful female characters you'd expect from Clamp, but Nina Einstein doesn't count herself as one of them. In the first season, nothing about her particularly stuck out look-wise, other than her dark green hair, which, in a show where magenta and neon are normal shades, isn't that out of place. Typically, her clothes are nothing special either. In fact, the frayed edges and oversizing of them belies her shrinking personality. Come season 2, however, and Nina's newfound confidence makes her a whole new person. With her hair down, her glasses off, and clothes that actually fit her, it's no wonder she caught the eye of royalty.
Hi there. Huh? Melly, it's you.
Number 7, Raptalia, the rising of the shield hero.
決めた。この奴隷にする。
To say Raptalia had a rough childhood is an understatement. When she was just 10 years old, her peaceful seaside town was ravaged by a wave of calamity, resulting in the deaths of her parents and her own enslavement. It's no wonder she wasn't in the best shape when Naofumi bought her. With a little TLC, however, her new owner and adventuring partner realized that the unkempt urchin he'd purchased was actually a cute little demi-human. Even more surprising was her transformation later on into a fully grown woman as her hero levels increased. Her fluffy animal ears, well-groomed hair, and stylish armor is a far cry from the disheveled slave girl she once was.
辛かったんですね。これからは私にもその辛さを分けてください。As I fly through cloudless skies on the backs of...
Number 6, Sophie, Howl's Moving Castle.
I'll be your escort this evening.
Oh, I'm just going to the bakery.
Don't get alarmed, but I'm being followed. Act normal.
Howl's Moving Castle is a fairy tale about how what's on the inside affects what's on the outside, so how could we not include it here? While the titular wizard goes through some wild bodily changes as he grows in maturity and selflessness, our heroine Sophie goes through a similar journey of growth. Before she meets Howl, Sophie is an ordinary, demure hat shop girl. Then, a curse from a jealous witch and chance meeting with the rebellious mage changes her life forever. Her haggard form reflects the stunted person she let herself become, and it's only through opening herself up to romance and adventure that she breaks through the curse to become the beautiful and unique woman Howl sees her as. Number 5, Prompto Argentum, Brotherhood, Final Fantasy 15.
なんだ、犬か。
イグニス、薬貸して。
怪我か。
トゲが刺さって動けなくなってたみたい。
We all have a little puppy fat as kids, and Prompto Argentum is a prime example of this. He's also a prime example of how much can change between our awkward teen years and our more confident adult ones. The anime spin-off from the game surprisingly reveals that the tall, slim skirt chaser we used to seeing was once a quiet, bespectacled boy. Now we love Prompto however he looks, but his issues with his weight were implied to be linked to the depression and isolation he felt as a kid. Befriending Noctis helped Prompto feel like he belonged, and he worked hard to condition his body into a form that he was happier in. Just, don't go insulting his chocobo butt hairstyle. Number 4, Hamra Ami, Puella Magi Madoka Magica.
Homura? Get away from that creature. But he's really hurt.
This twisted magical girl anime gives us another example of a makeover shown in reverse. In the present day, Hamra Ami has sleek, long black hair and icy violet eyes that are meant to give you a sense of her cold and quiet demeanor right away. However, in the series' 10th episode, we discover that, in one alternate timeline, Hamra used to look very different. When she was younger, she had to wear glasses and suffered from a heart problem so severe that she was hospitalized. Eventually, she was able to use her soul gem to get healthier and, quite literally, let her hair down. In the movie sequel, Hamra got an even more dramatic wardrobe shakeup to something surprisingly racy.
Madoka is as sacred as a god, and I pulled her from heaven.
Number 3, Sawako Kuron, Kimi ni Todoke, From Me to You. A lot of teen girls love having long hair, but for high school student Sawako, her style choices draw some unwanted opinions from her classmates. Because of her reserved personality, dark eyes, and waist-length black locks, she's constantly bullied for looking like Sadako, the terrifying female spectre from Japanese horror series The Ring. Luckily, she finds acceptance in an unexpected place, Shota Kazehaya, the most popular boy in school. While Kazehaya loves Sawako just the way she is, once she begins to return his affections, Sawako decides to put more effort into how she presents herself. Of course, Sawako's rare smiles reveal that she's never been a horror movie monster. She just needed the confidence to show off her natural beauty. Number 2, Serin Numa. Kiss him, not me.
Why can't it be like that? It feels so right. The way they're hanging off of each other is so precious. My heart is about to burst.
Like Prompto, Kiss Him Not Me's main character, Serin Numa used to be more heavily set. Her dramatic weight loss was also down to a similar tragic backstory. Tragedy of the made-up kind, we should add. She is a passionate fujoshi, which is what fans of the boy love genre are known as. When one of her favorite male characters is killed off, she becomes so beside herself that she locks herself in her bedroom and doesn't eat anything for days. Her eventual emergence is kind of like a butterfly coming out of its cocoon, and it isn't long before she has several suitors buzzing around her. Of course, we should point out that we don't endorse this kind of extreme dieting.
Right, nothing has changed. At all.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Palm Siberia. Hunter x Hunter. A little makeup can go a long way, but who knew it could go this far? While some people can light up a room, Palm Siberia is surrounded by bad vibes wherever she goes. In fact, much like Sawako, her introduction in Hunter x Hunter is reminiscent of the Ring Sadako. Accompanying this dark cloud around her is a dark shroud of tangled hair and grey skin, making her look like the undead. But when Palm goes on a date with Hunter x Hunter's lead character Gon, it was like she came back to life. Healthy brown hair, peach-colored skin, she was unrecognizable. Palm assumed a similarly attractive form to do some political espionage around Secretary of State Bizef. Glow-ups are great, but what's the worst glow-down you've ever seen in an anime? Let us know in those comments below.
Sophie! You sabotaged me! Look what you've done to my hair! No!
Looking for your next obsession? Download the Webtoon app to discover thousands of free comics, manga, and graphic novels.